everyone, it's Sharana from Payorwait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Blue Beetle, which is currently playing in theaters. This film is directed by Angel Manuel Soto and it stars Sholo Mardoña, Susan Sarandon, and George Lopez, as this film centers around an alien scarab that chooses college graduate Jaime Reyes to be its symbiotic host, bestowing the teenager with a suit of armor that's capable of both extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero known as Blue Beetle. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I'll tell you what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like about the movie, and should you pay or wait to see Blue Beetle in theaters? So going into what I actually enjoyed about watching this film, and I'm just gonna go ahead and state the obvious because I know everybody's saying it because this is the best part of the movie. It's the family for me, y'all. I want to be a part of the Reyes family. Honestly, after walking out of Blue Beetle, I was like low-key. I kind of want to see a Fast and Furious Reyes family crossover, all right? And before y'all start going off on me, y'all were the ones asking for a Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious crossover. So I don't want to hear no lip in the comment section, okay? But don't act like you didn't think about this either when you walked out, all right? So I have to say that it's probably one of the best uses of family I've seen in a superhero movie, just because typically when you're dealing with family members, love interests, they're always used as this plot device. Oh, put them in danger, capture them, so the superhero must come and save them and put the fate of the world at risk. I hate when they do that. It's just so cliche, all right? And I like that the family actually has stuff to do, to the point where I'll get into this with my issues with the film. They low-key kind of outshine Blue Beetle. I'm just saying. Y'all don't want to tell the truth, but I'm here to say the truth, all right? But the family was giving. Nana Reyes, I really loved her. She's the MVP for me. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people are going to really love Adriana Barraza, who plays Nana Reyes. She is hilarious. I love that it showcases how a lot of our family members, like, they've had a past. They've been young like us. They have tried to save the world. They've been rebels. And I like that you kind of get into this type of storyline with Nana's character. Now, also, too, we all got that conspiracy, like, theory type of family member who just thinks that, like, the government is watching. And that's why I like Uncle, okay? I like little Tio Rudy Reyes, played by George Lopez. I love what he brought to this film. I like that even though he's supposed to be like this funny, like crazy uncle, but then you realize like, oh, Uncle got skills that is very useful for the rest of the movie. And so I like that his character kind of evolves from when we first meet Rudy to, you know, how we see his progression throughout the course of the film. And I think George Lopez brings a lot of that comedy to the film, which made it so fun, made it very funny. There are a few moments where it could be a tad bit annoying, but I feel like that is intentional because, like any family, they're annoying. You love them. They're loving at times. And they're embarrassing. And that's everything that the Reyes family was, which made it feel so relatable to everybody's family. You just love them to death. And you can also understand how the interaction with Jaime's family shapes who he is as a person. It shapes the superhero that Jaime is to become as he comes in contact with the scarab and becomes Blue Beetle. You really understand who he is, what motivates him, why he does the things that he does, why he has the morals that he does. It's because of his family. Now, also, too, I love Damien Alcazar, who plays Alberto, who is Jaime's dad. I love his character, brings a lot of the emotional heartbeat to the film. There's a lot of moments. There's a beautiful moment when he's just talking to his son, and it's just like, these are the moments that make me happy. Kind of reminds you of how your parents always tell you, especially if you're like a first-generation college student like I was, like Jaime is, you know, how, like, you know, their dream is that their children live out the dreams that they have for themselves, like how they sacrifice so their kids could live even better than they did. And I really love just those conversations. I love how he is the heartbeat of the entire Reyes family. And I think as we, you know, get deeper into the film, it's really his character that sets off some of these key emotional things that happen throughout the course of the film. Now, also, too, this film is very relatable. Usually in superhero films, like, it's always some crazy story on how they become to be. And it just feels like you can't necessarily relate to them. You can relate to the pain that they have, but you can't relate to them as a person. And I felt like with this is really relatable because Jaime is a recent college graduate who think he's going to be making all this money, and then life comes at you real fast when you realize the workforce ain't what they told you it was going to be. And I like how the movie touches on gentrification. You know, there's a scene on, like, police interaction. It's not super woke, so I do not want to hear anybody in my comment section talking about, oh my God, another woke superhero film. It's not like that. It's actually done very gracefully. doesn't beat you over the head, but it also feels very relatable to the audience watching. Now, also, too, I have to talk about Sholo, who is our lead in this film. I really enjoy him as an actor. If you watch him in Parenthood, or most people know him from Cobra Kai, playing Miguel, there is just something about Sholo that you just want to root for him. And, like, it crosses over into his character of Jaime. Like, you're introduced to his kid, he's coming back from school, feel like he got his whole life ahead of him. And you just want to root for him. As he comes in contact with the Scarab, all these crazy things happening, you just want him to win. Like, and I think that's a testament to who Sholo is and what he's able to bring to this character of Jaime. I really enjoy watching him on screen, and I really want to see what else he has in store for us, like, in his career. I hope that he has a lot of longevity, because I really love what he brought to this character, as well as the other characters that we've all fallen in love with that he's played before. But also, too, I want to give a shout out to Raul Max Trujillo, who plays Carapax. I was like, Sharana, why you like showing love to the henchman? But honestly, he was given, okay? Even though they did him real dirty with the last 15 minutes to give him a backstory. I'm getting to that in the issues. But I found him more entertaining as a villain. He's not even the main villain of the movie. But it was just something about him. I was just like, honey, I know that you're like a henchman and I'm not supposed to root for you. But I was low-key rooting for him. Like, I want Jaime to win. But I was like, but low-key, if you win, I'll be okay with it. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to be truthful with y'all. But I do love the Latino culture on full display in the movie. There's a hilarious scene with Vapor Rub that sent me over the edge. There were also other cultural references that I didn't get, but I felt everyone else like, oh, they was laughing. I was like, okay, I'm going to be with it because y'all with it. And I like movies that introduce you to new cultures. It makes you want to go research things on your own. I feel like movies should make you want to learn more. Like, it should introduce an idea and make you want to go research that more. And so as we get into some nods to, like, you know, animated characters and Latino culture and other things, I really enjoyed that whole dynamic on display. And I think it's really important from a representation standpoint. And I love that when we choose to have leads from other cultures, it introduces a different dynamic. And that's why this movie feels different than most of the other films that have come out. Now, even though I have so many other things, also too, Becky G, who voices the Scarab, there was also a fun reference as you get into Latino culture as the Scarab begins to, you know, bond with Jaime. That was a really cool moment, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious, and it hit the way it was supposed to hit. But yeah, even though I can have a lot of things that I did enjoy about this movie, I do want to get into some of the issues on why I have a little bit of mixed feelings in regards to Blue Beetle. First and foremost, it feels like a 90s, 2000s movie. Like, if I was in my Power Rangers era, and I don't want to hear no hate or slander for Power Rangers, like, it felt like one of those movies. Like, if I was younger, I would have been in love. Like, love this movie, Dirty Draws, in love with this movie. But it was something about it that just made it feel a little bit dated. I enjoyed it. I laughed. I was entertained for the most part. But I don't know. It's just, at some parts, I kind of feel like this feels like something I've seen before. Like, it's different. It focuses on different things. But it still felt like a mixture of everything that's come before we got into Blue Beetle. Now, also, too, terrible villain. Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord. It just felt very predictable, very greedy CEO who wants to make more money, uses technology in order to, like, you know, boost her pockets, doesn't really care about the terrible impact it could have on the community. And also, too, just, you really didn't understand, like, her motivations outside of, I just want more money. It's sometimes like, girl, I know bills are just trash, okay? So maybe you just want more money, but I felt like for how hard you were going, how long you've been trying to accomplish this diabolical plan of yours, I just felt like it would have had just a little bit more purpose, okay, girl? Like, next time you want to be a villain, like, just maybe if you have a little bit more foundation in your origin story of why you want to be a baddie, like, you know, you might be more successful, girl, okay? All right, so, also, too, underutilized characters. Now, Harvey Guillen, who plays Dr. Sanchez, I was so happy. I was like, Harvey in this movie? Oh, my goodness, I'm so excited. Then when I see Dr. Sanchez, I was just like, this how y'all gonna do with Dr. Sanchez? Like, y'all gonna play in their face like this? okay, I felt it was very disrespectful. Now, I might catch heat for this next one. Jenny Card, played by Bruna Marquezine. I feel like now Jenny's in the whole movie, okay? I know y'all can be like, girl, she in the whole movie, but she's like there as a plot device, like to help serve other characters. Like, oh, you're mad at this person? Well, that person is like my family, and there's this backstory in my family that probably could lead to helping you guys out. And then it was like, oh, the scarab, but we never learned anything about the scarab. Like, I feel like if you know nothing of Blue Beetle before coming into this, you're probably gonna have the same knowledge level walking out of this movie. I felt like we could use a little bit more lore and more world building. But with Jenny, it was like she was just there to give people technology, to give her a hint. Let me introduce you to this layer that will help you find more answers to help you along your journey. But like Jenny didn't really have nothing else to do, which sucks because her backstory actually ties in a lot to what's going on. I just didn't feel like she was utilizing the right way. Y'all might try to come for me. That's just me. Just being honest. Also, too, going back to card packs, they did card packs dirty. Now, I like my little henchmen, but the movie's 2 hours and 17 minutes. They wait till the last 15 minutes to give a backstory that's actually kind of good. But it's only 15 minutes left, so like, why do I care now? The movie's almost over. I'm trying to go home now. Why would y'all do that? It just didn't make any sense. Also, too, something I've been seeing, I saw this in Shang-Chi, and I see it in this one, where there are other supporting characters that outshine its hero. Also saw it in the first Black Panther. I know people don't want to admit that, but it was the truth. If you have a movie titled Blue Beetle needs to be the most interesting character in the movie. When you're watching Blue Beetle, because his family is so dope, they steal the show almost a little bit too much, to the point where I was like, damn, is the Reyes family the superheroes or is it Blue Beetle? Because now I'm kind of confused while watching it. I just feel like if this is an origin movie, your hero always has to be front and center. And I felt like Jaime took a backseat a lot of times in this movie, especially as you get into like the second act of the film. But other than that, I did want more world building, more around the scarab. I feel like I still don't have a good grasp on who Blue Beetle is unless I watch the animated series, or, you know, I just feel like you still got to make movies for people who aren't comic book heads, who haven't watched the other shows. You got to give them something where they can walk in not knowing anything and walk out knowing something more about this character. Other than that, 2 hours, 17 minutes, I do feel like it could have been shaved down, especially since I didn't learn that much more about who Blue Beetle was. I do feel like a lot could have been shaved off of this movie in order for it to be a little bit shorter. But other than that, I had a good time watching Blue Beetle. Like I said, it's a good family film. You could take the whole family to go see it. I had fun. I got emotional at the same time. I laughed. Okay, I was kind of cheering for the villain, but I was cheering for Blue Beetle as well. But one of the things that I will love people to let me know in the comment section below who have seen it, after walking out of Blue Beetle, while I had a really great time, and even though it is reminiscent of like a 90s, 2000s movie, it felt different because it's just not what we're used to anymore. So it felt fresh in its own way. But I don't know if this has the rewatchability as other superhero films. So I would really love to know in the comment section below, do you feel like Blue Beetle is a rewatchable film? Did you enjoy it, but probably won't have this on rotation a lot when you're going back to do your rewatches before other movies come out? Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think? But for me and my coins, what I would tell you to do, go ahead and go see Blue Beetle in the theaters, okay? You're going to laugh. You're going to get the butterflies. You're going to get the feels. You're going to be emotional. You're going to be like, at the same time, because that whole transformation with the scarab was a bit much, okay? But I had a good time overall with it. And I will say, even though it does have its issues, I think overall audiences will enjoy this movie. So I would tell you to pay to go see this film in theaters. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think about Blue Beetle? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you kind of mad on it? Let me know in the comment section below. But those are my thoughts on Blue Beetle. As always, my name is Sharana from payorwait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.